Dude, we are, as Americans, we are very confident in our stupidity. Like, so much of American politics is anchored around resentment. He says supporting you is like supporting the Nazis. Well, don't you believe that if that was the case, he would be supporting me? Especially considering that he openly supports Nazis. So how does that make sense? Did that confuse his audience? Did his audience hear that and go, wait a minute, so should we support him?
If Hasan Piker had dressed like a Nazi, we'd have appropriate outrage. But because commies have infiltrated our institutions and lied about how evil they are.
Isn't that funny? I mean, he literally, first Hank Pecker impersonator just hit the timeline.
Donald Trump is clearly crying and devastated on the Meet the Press interview. I encourage all of you to go watch the interview that Kristen Melker did this morning with Donald Trump on Meet the Press. Watch the entire interview. You will hear Donald Trump crying.
Wait, that's what I said too. I thought that was the case. Why every Chinese netizen be like fire writing on every seemingly casual comment? I think is the Google Translate. But wait, Hasan Abi, Mao killed these Chinese netizens' grandparents, I thought. Why are they celebrating you wearing the Zhongshan suit? Yeah, that's what's so funny. There's billion four Chinese people out there. And they just, I guess Americans never entertained the thought that like this guy is supposed to be this ruthless monster that all of his grandparents deliberately by design. And it's hilarious that they're all just brainwashed into loving him and showing great reverence and respect to him. Okay, you know what I mean. 1.4 billion. I've seen every one of your super online haters retweet and quote tweet is like, is their 2026 gospel? They're dumb as dirt. Elisa Laban, the spread of socialism in the U.S. will lead to the rise of fascism as a counter movement, which is exactly how it first rose. None of us want to be stuck between these monstrous extremes. This can only be prevented by the Democratic Party taking the left back from the fridge. Okay. I never understand why liberals do this thing where they say this thing, because it's like, this is an admission that the last time liberals tried to appease the fascists, it failed. It's not 1934. It's 2026. This already happened. I don't understand why they just downloaded the same talking points. Okay? It genuinely confuses me that they're like, my takeaway is that liberals didn't liberalize hard enough. No, like they fought their left flank. They fought the communists. That's what happened. Liberals thought, oh, well, fascists are a little bit more manageable. They're small in numbers. They don't have a real movement. We can contain them. We can appease them and we can contain them. They're not sincere. And guess what? It was wrong. They literally, at the time, looked at communism growing in Europe and were terrified by it because communism actually threatened capital. Fascism didn't, right? Same with Mussolini. These guys were first and foremost vicious anti-communists, okay? Mussolini literally was a socialist and then became a vicious anti-communist. But that's besides the point. These guys were anti-communist. And a lot of capital owners, many of the liberal variety, thought, oh, we can just give them crumbs of power and contain them. Okay? We can just... No, I'm not talking about Neville Chamberlain when I say appeasement, even though he did that too. But I'm specifically now talking about internal politics between Germany and also Italy. Liberals, centrists at the time, were very worried about the growth of communist movements. They were like, these guys are too radical. They're doing great damage to our industries. Work stoppages were commonplace. Strikes were commonplace all around Europe. As a matter of fact, the only time, I've brought this up before, but the only time the liberal powers, the Social Democrats and the Soviets, the USSR, aligned in the battle to fight fascism, did we actually defeat the Nazis? We didn't defeat fascism necessarily. Unfortunately, it's back, and now it's in control of a nuclear-armed state. But when liberals approach the issue with this ahistorical approach, I am so confused because the lesson to have learned, the lesson that we all were supposed to learn from the buildup to World War II and the aftermath of World War II is liberals and socialists have to link up arms to defeat fascism. Liberals have to make way for the socialist movement, the communist movement, because otherwise fascism wins. That's the whole story. So it's very odd when you got liberals in 2026 being like, well, you know, the real problem is we got to fucking defeat the socialists. It's like, no, you're doing the same thing. This happened already. Okay? This already happened. You're a fucking idiot. This literally happened. You know what happened after? Hitler rose to power. It's so strange. Yeah, it's not liberalism or barbarism. It's socialism or barbarism. Okay? Anyway. Speaking of fascists, very funny that this Adolf Hitler admirer is over here being like, supporting Hasan is just like supporting Nazis, except, you know, it's not based when he does it. It's based when Nick Fuentes does it, though, because he actually does support Nazis and Hasan doesn't.
We don't get the national socialists were no worse than all other socialists. Damn. True. Lag enough, you can reach out. Yeah, sure. And 70, 80 million people. And also, I don't really have, I don't know a lot about that guy. I don't know, what it was involved, how he was involved in China or something.
He doesn't know any. He's like, I don't know a lot about that guy, Mao, but I'll say, I hate him.
I don't really know. But what I do know is that neither one of these ideologies, whether it's Mao or Hitler ideology, neither of these are American. They're fundamentally...
I mean, he's not wrong. Oftentimes, I make that same argument to the fucking Maoist LARPers in my chat.
Fuente will not talk to Nick. I saw this.
You know, talk to them. They're, as I always say, everybody's a monster till you talk to them.
Yeah?
Is there anybody you wouldn't talk to?
Of course. That Fuentes prick. People like that, like actual...
Nick Fuentes, yeah.
Yeah.
Who's an activist or whatever.
He's a Nazi. He's, you know, plain... I mean, look, nowadays, everybody's crazily...
I get that Bill wants to say this, and I know Nick has said a lot of negative stuff, etc. But at the end of the day, Nick has never endorsed, as far as I know, the same terrorist groups that want to wipe out all of the Jews.
What? What are you talking about? You heard him deny the Holocaust and you said he's based for it. What the fuck? He admires Adolf Hitler. What are you saying? You know he admires and praises Adolf Hitler because he's done it on the Piers Morgan show, where you watched and you went, that's based. This is from the same. I love that earlier he's talking about fucking how these ideas are American.
Un-American. And so anybody who's going around cosplaying as one of these characters, it's really pathetic, isn't it? I mean, you literally have somebody who's going around cosplaying as...
Like, so much of this is unironically, oh, he's wearing a traditional Chinese suit. And I hate that. It's awesome. Like, again, we are so proud of our ignorance. It is crazy to me. As Americans, we are so fucking proud. We just wear that shit on our sleeve. We're like, hell yeah, brother. I don't like what he's fucking wearing. I hate this guy. I hate that. He's wearing a Chinese suit. I fucking hate China. I hate the Chinese. Any representation of Chinese culture, I am not about that lifestyle. It's fucked up.
As basically like a dictator or fascist leader. And
again, very popular garb in Asia, like across the board. Like other Chinese people wear it. There's 1.4 billion of them. People in Korea wear it. Like it's a very popular style. Not as popular as it used to be, obviously, but...
And he's making a speech against fascism. It's crazy, isn't it? Oh my God. And so this is what happened. And I do think that...
Wait, what the fuck? They're just giving him Imgur links with like Destiny subreddit? Oh God, they're so lame, dude. They all work together. Haven't stopped thinking about this. Watch the Asmongold videos here in question. My first time ever seeing this guy, and I have no idea how people like this. He's just summarizing right-wing Twitter in the most infantile way. Does he even have ideas of his own? I said, welcome to what I deal with every day on the other side of the internet. I don't need streamers to be academics, but for God's sake, you can't be talking about how Homer defiles the Odyssey and describe Sinan as some guy. Sometimes he goes on racist rants of his own. It's true. There is versatility there. He's in an Israeli app
Israeli
ad.
spyware is incredible.
But isn't Israeli spyware bad? Bad?
Whoa, he sounds like a bitch. Everyone's using Israeli spyware.
But what does it do?
Everything.
It shows me what to watch.
Everyone.
Wait, what? This is not an Israeli ad. What are you talking about? This is probably a Groyper chatter. Yeah, it's a parody. I mean, I don't even know if it's a Groyper or not, but it's like saying you're dressed as Bill Clinton now because you're wearing a suit and tie. Yeah. Anyway, let's finish off what you were saying.
The approval and
Mao lured peasants to fight for him during the Civil War, only to starve them after Mao. Yeah, lured them. Yeah. He hypnotized the peasants.
the positive language about this.
It's kind of funny because, like, at least this guy knows a lot more. Like, wish you said this about Nazi cucks cosplaying. Who are these guys in his audience who are like the last bastion of liberalism, who are just watching Asmongold, but they're like, hey, I really don't like how much you actually glaze the Nazis. Like, I would never watch Hasan, right? Of course I'm going to watch you. But hey, man, could you possibly tone it down on the, wish you said this about the Nazi cucks cosplaying.
This kind of stuff should be seen as just as bad, if not worse, than supporting Nazis. It should. And you can say we're obsessed with Israel. Truth is power. You care about Israel. This is another Israel comment. I don't care about your Israel derangement syndrome. Like, I hope that more people are starting to pick up on this and realize it, that a lot of these people that are trying to bring up Israel don't actually, they hate you, and they want you to think about Israel so you don't think about them.
Wait, what? But you are thinking about Israel and defending Israel. Look at his face. He's so self-assured. He's like, yeah, based. Yeah, no, it has nothing to do with the unbelievable amount of foreign policy control Israel has over our government as we're currently waging a war in Iran. More troops are dying in the process.
That's the reason
He's got to be on the Israel. He's got to be on the Israel dime, right? Like
they want to bring up Israel so they can say they're doing a bad thing, so then they can have the cover for them doing the bad thing too.
What is the bad thing? What is the bad thing I'm doing? My advocacy here is literally Democrats should stop collaborating with fascist Republicans that are allowing ICE to kill our neighbors. What's the bad thing that I'm doing here? It's just like always vague generalization. Oh, he's doing the bad thing. I'm doing the good thing. Don't do the bad thing. Do the good thing instead.
That's it. And I've been trying to call this out for like the better part of a year now. I think now a lot of other people are waking up and seeing that this is what's happening.
Yeah, people are waking up to the reality that actually all of the people's enmity towards Israel was so that they can defend themselves. Sure. Did you see he will ban people who try to catch him on an inconsistency? Asmongold is confronted by chatter for switching his position on the 2020 election fraud. He basically shows to everyone that he runs a cult, no dissent is allowed, exposing his hypocrisy and grifting is forbidden. He threatens to ban anyone that questions him. This is why he blocked me instead of farming me, because he's afraid. He knows someone like me can destroy him. Says based Mexican gamer against cultural Marxism and woke ideologies.
Come on, bro. You said to us you didn't think 2020 was stolen. You're trying to catch me, or you're not. Wait a minute. You're not trying to catch me in an inconsistency, are you? You're not trying to do that, because that's a ban. That's a permanent ban if that's what you're trying to do.
Wait, what? Oh my God! If I said that out loud, LSF would fucking nuke that shit into orbit. It would have like 700,000 upvotes on Reddit, being like, Hasan is fucking, he's openly admitting he's bitch made. That's so funny. Asma would be like, yeah, this is how it is. These guys, he admits it. Yeah. He can't do it. He can't handle his words coming back to haunt him. You see, chat? Yeah, he is not a consistent person at all. Here he is 2 years ago saying, if you believe in election fraud, you're dumb.
However, I also don't think you should be taken seriously either. Like, I think it's just stupid, right? I mean, my mom would like go on.
Wait, where's the original video? I think. Wait,
It's
hold
not
on.
treason, it's sedition.
There's the original video right here. Election fraud video.
Up your life. That's about it, man. That's what's happened to so many of these people. That is. And Asman, you're not a demon. I think that I am a fallen angel. And the reality is that of all the people, this is what I really believe, is that I think that I am one of the only people that is truly virtuous. And a lot of other...
What the fuck? I'm going to show you why you shouldn't trust, aside from the clip that I posted multiple times where it shows he's lying and cheating and deceiving people. He's an actual sociopath. Remember that Asmongold never believed in the fraud of the 2020 election and mocked all those people who brought up the topic? Wait, so this guy is a like giga hog exposing Asmongold grifting election fraud. So this guy's like a giga hog, huh? That's what this guy's doing, this Nezual Doomer guy. He went from... He's like, oh, I'm demanding like integrity in your... They're hog checking him. They're checking his street creds in the hog universe.
Los Angeles, California. There is this new debate about if the election that took place in there...
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. He's not American. Oh my God. Oh my God.
is legit or it's not. Now, in this video, I am not going to talk specifically about that. This video is about the hypocrisy of Asmongold.
Read his bio. It said he's Mexican. Oh my God. Oh my God. Bro, that's my primo. I'm sorry. I'll sort him out.
So let's go and see what he believed and how he talked about voter fraud before. So to me about voter fraud.
2020 was indeed rigged. I don't want to talk about that. I literally don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to argue it. I don't care. You think it's rigged? That's true. Go ahead. Canada's only hope for decent people in the country is to rise out of our millions. We can't wait for the future rigged elections. So now all of the elections are rigged. Everything is fake. Every election is stolen. Like, oh my God, guys. This is where we're at now. They're all fake. They're all stolen. That's it. Wow. I don't even know what to say. And stop the count. Yeah, I guess so, right? And wow. And the left turn right, I guess, yeah, I thought, well, this is what happened in 2016. They all said, oh, Russia. That's what I always thought was so ironic about the 2020 election, like, you know, Trump saying that it was stolen. And people be like, oh, you can't say that. People said that about Trump for 4 years. It was such a common thing.
Making sure that they're winning elections, right? There's the people who in 2020, they thought the election was stolen in every state, basically, but they still showed up to vote next time. So something is happening there where they're really big on going out and winning elections. And I mean,
to be fair, people said that the 2016 election was rigged by Russia, and they still came back and they voted in record numbers for Biden. I think that ever since the 2016 election, every election had...
Oh, he's still trying to tie it back to, oh, the Democrats did it first. That's why the Republicans are saying this stupid thing.
Has been fake. That's it. Every election is fake. Every election is rigged. That even the 2024 election was rigged. And what else can you do? Yeah, I know, right? But that's what I'm saying. They're still saying it? I'm just saying, right? That's the reason. I disagree with that. I don't think any of the elections were rigged. And I think that people are just coping with losing. That's what I think.
And specifically Fulton County, a target of his complaints relating to the 2020 election. Shortly after that election, Trump spoke to...
If Trump was right about the election being stolen, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. I really don't. I don't know what I'm going to do.
How many times did he fucking advocate against the election being stolen? What the fuck? He's so salty Spencer Pratt lost after he made fun of you. He literally claimed the LA mayoral election was rigged after... Yeah, I know. It's because he was excited to get a dunk off on me. And then he gave me an accidental W on that one, which is awesome. This guy is the most awesome, though. I love this guy.
Come on, bro.
This guy is a Mexican hog, and we need more. We need more of those, okay? Again, the Groyper movement is international and unbelievably diverse. The one thing I will say is that the overwhelming majority of the Groypers, overwhelming majority of Asmongold fans are not American. There's something really funny about this. There's something unbelievably funny about the idea that these guys who are like the most nationalistic people that are like America first, like that's our whole fucking motto, that are all LARPing as white nationalists, white supremacists, American neo-Nazis. They are all not American, and very few of them are white. I don't know how it happened. I don't know why it happened. I will tell you, you match up my audience, you match up my viewership. My viewership is overwhelmingly American. Asmongold's viewership, on the other hand, is overwhelmingly European. He is doing the Tucker Carlson meta. Okay? Tucker Carlson's newfound influence does not come from America, in my opinion. I know that he was a massive content creator, a massive commentator when he was on Fox News, but I think his newfound audience actually comes from Bangladesh and the Ummah in general. Same with Jackson Hinkle. Like, a lot of these guys have massive audiences outside of the United States of America, because especially, look, I know my people. Okay? I know my people. There is nothing. It's catnip to the Ummah. Okay? When they see a white guy, a white Christian guy, praise Islam, praise Muslims, say that Muslims aren't like demonic or barbaric or all terrorists, it is fucking catnip. The Ummah's knees buckle. Okay? They will forever be your fedayeen. When you got a white guy, guys like me, I'm fucking terrible. There's a little bit of respect because I'm a Turkish guy and I've made it big in America, but also I will never be able to get the same level of respect from the entire Muslim world. Same with Mehdi Hasan, right? Like, we are obviously known figures in the Muslim world for sure. And they, there's a lot of respect for what we do, but never the same level of admiration that Tucker Carlson and Jackson Hinkle will have. You are wrong. His audience literally hates Muslims. No, I'm not talking about Asmongold. I'm talking about Tucker Carlson and Jackson Hinkle. Tucker Carlson and Jackson Hinkle have viewership primarily outside of the United States of America, mostly in the Muslim world. Asmongold's viewership, again, primarily outside of the United States of America, mostly from Europe and other places. And what's interesting is both Tucker Carlson, Jackson Hinkle, and Asmongold talk about American politics from unique perspectives, as do I. My audience, unlike the four people that I just mentioned, and the four people that I mentioned, myself, Asmongold, Tucker Carlson, and Jackson Hinkle, my audience has the highest American density. Isn't that fucking insane? Meanwhile, if you were to ask Asmongold, you say, it's un-American. You're un-American. You hate America. You're a fucking communist. You hate America. Isn't that crazy? You being a Yank heaven isn't a good thing, man. Yes, it is. What are you talking about? Of course it is.
An inconsistency, are you? You're not trying to do that. Because that's a ban. It's not treason, it's sedition. It's treason because they're siding with another country. Because they're doing this with the, no, I'm not, asshole. I'm just saying it was your opinion before. And do you have a problem with that? Why do you think that was my opinion? Why do you think that? So this is, I know this might be hard. No, I felt the same way because you told us, right? So I'm going to base my opinions on things based off of the evidence that's provided. Foreign interference in elections and elections being rigged is not something that is exclusive to the presidential election. And if you want me to actually be completely like transparent with what I believe, I think that local and smaller scale elections get rigged a lot more easily and a lot more than the larger scale big elections do. And the reason why
Hinkle is Che compared to you, Lil Pup. True.
I think that is because there's probably less oversight and less controls for it. So realistically, that's the reason why. Also, I haven't seen enough conclusive evidence that the 2020 election was stolen. And
yeah, Mold Man has said before, like 60% of Twitch viewers are Europeans. Also this. Here's a quick comparison of the top countries searching on Google for Hasan Piker and Asmongold over the past 12 months. Hasan, United States, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, Asmongold, Finland, Sweden, Norway, Estonia, Canada. Estonia mention. Wave the fucking flag, boys. Wait, why is there that kind of audience distribution though? Is it because those countries like different versions of America? No, man. It's because a lot of the MAGA movement on the internet is LARPing Europeans. Neekskit, you go outside, I assume. Even when you go to red neighborhoods nowadays, you don't see too many fucking MAGA flags. Why is that? There's plenty of evidence. There's plenty of empirical data readily available to figure out why that's the case. Because Americans don't fuck with Trump. It's an increasingly diminishing cult. However, there is this fascinating phenomena that I have talked about for the last 2 years where Eurocucks, right-wing Europeans, it's about a solid third of the ones I've talked to are gassing him up because he's a lol cow to them. Can't tell you how many of his chatters have been from fucking Poland that I've talked to. Yeah, a lot of Eurocucks that are far right love MAGA. I don't know exactly what it is. It doesn't make any sense. My assumption always was when you're a nationalist, you're supposed to have the interests of your nation state, and being pro MAGA is very strange because you're literally putting the interests of your nation state secondary to the interests of the United States. But that is the case. The most die-hard.
Welcome back to We're Not Kidding. I'm your host, Mehdi Hasan, and joining me today is the esteemed guest, Hasan Piker.
I'm Hasan Piker, and I say my name Hasan because I want to be in with the white college kids.
Today, we're finally going to figure out who the better Hasan is once and for all.
It's obviously me, the real Mehdi Hasan.
Yeah, Hasan Piker.
Hasan Piker is joining us, and we're not kidding this week. The two Hasans are together. We've got a lot to talk about.
I know.
We'll see you there.
Yeah, I did this before my speech. The ex-U.S. military dudes who consider Palestinians as people says Hamas are the greatest warriors, but also loves Hitler and denies the Holocaust is a common Nazi archetype that I've missed. Sam on the Canary mission. Who is this guy? Oh, Ken O'Keefe. Yeah, he is. Yeah, this guy is crazy. Yeah, he's a famous, prominent neo-Nazi. Yeah, very strange. Duffy, I've spoken to some Jewish people who think that Netanyahu bears some responsibility for the rise of anti-Semitism, his maximalist policies in the war. There are some fair criticism. The highest number of child amputees of any modern. What the fuck?
Part of what is so worth looking at when you talk about anti-Semitism in the New York City and what people are so concerned about.
Yeah, it's an important backdrop, and I understand what you're saying, Rach. Not speaking up for all the Jews in the city that are in danger.
I have also spoken to a lot of Jewish people who think that Benjamin Netanyahu bears some responsibility for the rise of anti-Semitism, that some of his maximalist policies in terms of the war and how it's been executed, I think there's some fair criticism in that. It's the highest number of child amputees of any modern conflict is in Gaza. That doesn't minimize the horrors of October 7th, but I think it's fair to have that conversation. It's just not a conversation that Mondani should weigh in on because it has nothing to do with his city, and he said he was going to run on fixing the city, and the city's getting worse.
But I think in specific to this context only, like if a mayor of a foreign country was talking about arresting you, you'd probably have an opinion on it. You know?
But he could just let it go. He just gives Mondani power by even weighing in on it. Just let it go.
I don't think
he's not going to happen.
Anybody needs to give Mondani power. He's running the biggest city in the world.
But he doesn't have any power over this issue.
All right, U.S. forces are...
That's 10 bodies. Alert Jonathan Greenblatt. Alert Jonathan Greenblatt. That's 10 anti-Semitisms right there. Shifting the blame over to Benjamin Netanyahu, the greatest patriot of all time. Excuse me. Someone must alert Jonathan Greenblatt right now. Jonathan, do you see what's going on, Jonathan? Fox is Hamas. Fox News is Hamas. It's crazy. Speaking of which, this was the Asmongold denying electoral theft. Back all the way back 2 years ago.
It's like I don't think you should get banned for questioning the election. However, I also don't think that you should be taken seriously either. Like I think it's just stupid, right? I mean, my mom would like go on and on and on about how the election was stolen. I always thought it was total bullshit, right? I'm going to be honest. I did. I thought it was total bullshit. All the evidence I've ever seen, complete bullshit. And to be fair, the only evidence that I've really seen of anybody trying to rig things is fucking Trump last time, right? Saying, find me votes. Where the fuck are you going to find them? Right? That's not really a good way to say, you know, make sure that you count them in the right way. So that's the way I see it, right? I think the entire topic was fucking ridiculous. You know,
Yeah. What happened, dude? What happened? Oh, that's right. He's eating Trump's dick and balls. That's what happened. Anyway, Mr. Inconsistent, by the way, is actually now getting called out by motherfucking... is actually getting called out by more Pegasus and Pegasus, which is crazy. Developing story. First, I'm going to start here. Asmongold reacts to Hasan calling out his lady friend. What? Oh, wait, did I hit the wrong? Did I click on the wrong one? What the fuck? I did. It's this account. Here it is. Asmongold reacts to Hasan trying to file a restraining order against Destiny because he won't debate him in public. Did he get recruited into Gryffindor? What is he trying to wear? Should Hasan be able to get a restraining order on Destiny? I think the answer is no. Unless proof is provided of stalking and harassing as a public figure, when someone is keeping up with the things you say in public, then I don't think you need a restraining order. He goes to an event and Destiny goes to the event. Destiny can't get into the event because Hasan is there. It makes him look very bad when this happens. If he has a restraining order, then he can point to that as a reason. He is just looking for a legal ability to not have to be pressed by Destiny and not willing to interact with him. So yeah, no, he is actually legally stalking and harassing me. It has definitely gotten to that point. And not only that, but he's also openly admitted it on numerous occasions. So I think there's sufficient evidence to do so. I mean, if I had literally done a fraction of what Destiny has been saying about me, trying to identify where I'm at in real time, saying someone's got to do it, someone should kill this guy, Hasan has said enough that is like it's worthy of killing him, and also openly admitting to harassment of this sort. Right, this incel freak who's admitted to being a part of the DGG and being excited to meet Hasan was actually one that was harassed. It would be hilarious if he was like, DGGs were harassing me at the event, and thus I was unable to show up for fear of my life or something like that. Can you imagine? That would be fucking hysterical. So it's really funny. Are you really afraid of a gnome though? No, of course not, dude. I'm just fucking grossed out by him. And on top of that, it's been 7 years and he's not let up. And his freak ass audience are constantly trying to, you know, intercept me in the real world at the direction of Destiny. You know, it is stalking. It is organized harassment. It is organized stalking and organized harassment. No other content creator has done anything of the sort to another content creator. If I behaved like this to Asmongold, you guys would fucking call me out 100%. Like, can you imagine if I was like, someone needs to keep track of Asmongold at all times and put it on a website? Or if I had said something like, oh, Asmongold deserves to be, you know, X'd, I'm not going to say it. I don't even want the fucking clip to be out there. That's what Destiny has said about me. And this is over the course of like the last 7 years, right? Over the course of the last 7 years. Yes, you heard that correctly. For the last 7 years. So like Nick Fuentes has not gone to this level with Ben Shapiro. Something similar to Ben Shapiro. He's done something similar to Charlie Kirk. But even he has not gone as hard, as obsessive about stalking and constantly harassing, cyber harassing, smearing everyone and anyone that they're associated with. Like one of his loyal soldiers over here talking about how he wants to move to LA to become closer to me. Compares Hasan's hotel situation to Mao and Kim Jong-un, talks about attending protests. Like Kim Jong-un, you don't really see that with anybody else unless it's a really private event. This is College Democrats of America, which is for college Democrats to voice their opinions to influencers. I think I need to move to LA. Hasan loves to go to protests in LA. If he decides to involve himself in protests, I can be there. This guy already has a restraining order from his ex-girlfriend. Like literally. So yeah, summary of his post calling on violence. Yeah, you have a moral obligation to bully the fuck out of this guy if you ever see him at one of your protests. Don't let CCP agitators, paid agitators infiltrate liberal crowds of protests. Make his presence as uncomfortable as possible until he's forced to pack up and fuck off back to his WeHo mansion. His location should be publicly available at all times while he's live streaming. If Dan wants to do something useful and still be a Hasan hater, he should create a Track Hasan X account that posts his current location when he's out of protest. I honestly think you could perfectly justify attacking Killing Hasan IRL for statements like this. Just a heads up, I'm gonna be doing some mass harassment campaigns on every single journalist who gives this guy free interviews from now on. He's talking about me. Someone is gonna die soon in this space. I'm pretty sure there's literally nowhere else to go at this point. I'm not sure who, but I think it will happen. It will happen soon. Like, that's sufficient. You show these logs. You show these logs to any law enforcement guy, they're going to be like, no, you're on the money. This is over the course of like numerous years as well. Many of this is like recent, 2025 and 2026. So for Asmongold to turn around and be like, yeah, he's just like worried about debating him. Yeah, it's pussy shit. Asmongold is worried about debating me and also Destiny as well. Asmongold is terrified of debating Destiny. He's also terrified of debating me as well, ironically enough. So it's pretty sweet that he's saying that. I've debated plenty of people, okay? People far more intelligent than Destiny. People with far larger of an audience, reactionaries, liberal backgrounds as well.